Ukrainian Christmas is almost like reading something from Charles Dickens. They still cling so well to their traditions.
Sounds of Ukraine, sent to us by Joseph Lindsley. Joseph, tell us what we're hearing this morning and how are things where you are today?
Bob, good afternoon from Lviv. This is another traditional Ukrainian Christmas carol. And usually here, these songs will not be sung until January 7th or January 6th, which is Christmas Eve here on the Julian calendar, 2 weeks behind the West. These are the songs that people sing around their family tables as they walk from house to house. And they're about the meaning of Christmas, the birth of Christ, and it's I think it is probably the most intense Ukrainian holiday. There's no time for arguing, which I think is a common pastime for our many holidays in the West. But you have to, every 5 minutes, it's kind of like a Shabbat dinner. Every 5 minutes, there's a song and there's a ritual. And, I think there's a hunger for this in America. I just saw an article about how even people who are not Jewish in America are looking at Shabbat and the Seder meal, because they want some kind of ritual in their lives.
.20, and Joseph Lindsley sent us this piece of music from Ukraine. He's there. And Joe, tell us what we're listening to here.
Bob, well, it's hello from Lviv. It's nice to hear that joyful song today. That's one of the traditional carols of Ukrainian Christmas. It means new joy arrives, and the Ukrainian Christmas is almost like reading something from Charles Dickens. They still cling so well to their traditions, and I was here for Christmas last year, which of course is in January, both for the Orthodox and for the Greek Catholics. And so many people that you leave the city, you go back to the village, and there's about 3 days of feasting and music, and carolers go from door to door singing these songs. So it's common for a family. You just walk into someone's house. You don't even have to knock. You come in, the whole family comes in with the kids, they sing some songs, and then people give them some food and drink, and then they go to the next house. And it's such as the rituals haven't been watered down or weakened, through hundreds of years. And a lot of these rituals and were developed and clung onto during years of oppression, especially here in Western Ukraine. For 70 years, it was illegal to be Greek Catholic. It was illegal to have these traditions, and the Soviets tried to change the mentality to make people celebrate New Year's instead of Christmas. But especially in the sort of the wild west of Ukraine, in the mountains, they clung to these traditions. And so I very fondly remember last Christmas when we all knew, the whole world felt something bad was coming. We had all the warnings from Washington. We could see on the satellite images the Russian troops lining up at the border. And so there was a sense of, that this might be the last totally joyful time for a while. But I was in a little village outside of Lviv, and with some many friends who are great musicians, and from house to house with all the instruments, we walked through the snow, and it was a forge of joy, and really singing into the darkness of the winter, and in such a way that in a normal year, I think the Christmas here gives people energy for the year, but especially this most difficult year of 2022. And so now we're looking back at, the Christmas music has started to return. Here, people sort of celebrate until February. I think we're going to need it. This morning was once again a major attack. At 8:30 this morning, there were nationwide air alarms.
You know, when you were talking about those idyllic Dickensian scenes there, and it's a tale of two cities, isn't it? And then you have the back to reality reporting on the war and these missile strikes. The sounds of Ukraine. Let's go live to Ukraine and Joseph Lindsley. Hello, Joe. What are we listening to here?
Bob, good afternoon from Lviv. This is another Ukrainian Christmas carol. It means heaven and earth, and it's as I hear this song, I think of last Christmas here in Ukraine, where especially it was strange for me as an American. Because you gather around the table and you sing the same songs over and over again. And so I know these words quite well, thanks to that celebration last year. And at first that was very strange to me because these songs go on for a long time, and you have, all your neighbors and family gathered, and they sing and sing over and over. And the same songs as you go from house to house through the course of the night. In fact, it's very likely to have 3 or 4 dinners in one night. But it really is this sense of, it's this ritual of joy. And it's sort of like a forge of joy, kind of beats it into your mind. And then you sort of let the holiday overtake. That song that we just listened to, Nebo and Zimli, Heaven and Earth, though that type of music and those celebrations were illegal during the Soviet years, and so it's the oppression has been exactly the other way around. And this is always what the tyrant does. It's Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, continues to say that Ukraine has been oppressing Russian-speaking people, and it's absolutely preposterous with this victim mentality, sad story of the tyrant. When really the story is the opposite. It's Ukrainians who've been oppressed, and now whether they speak Russian or Ukrainian, they're united just to stay free.
Святе майбуття! Христос рождає!
I've said before, Joseph Lindsley, world's most interesting man.
This I find in my garden. It's piece from rocket.
Help us to win in the war.
Чую вас, добрі люди, найпоміж з вами буде. Кожної днини, кожної години. Бажаю вам з неба, чого вам потреба. Нехай вас Господь Бог поблагословить з високого неба.
Христос рождає!